Hi, my name is Matt, and I have been wanting to do a video for quite a while now. I've been inspired by watching YouTube videos about vinyl, about records, and I'm hooked on them. I love it. Excuse me. I think it's, at least for me, become part of the hobby, part of the fun, part of the experience of buying records and spinning vinyl and the hobby itself. I love it. As an aside, I am from Michigan, and we're kind of craft beer nerds in this neck of the woods. This is a Kunin Drippa, a double rice IPA. Really nice. Took them a while to get it on the shelves, but it's it's a big boy. It's 9.5%, so you can't get too wild with it. But man, really good. Cheers. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. I went over it. I love top tens. I love seeing people's collections. But I didn't want to make this really long. One, I'm sure I'm going to cock it up pretty badly because I've never done this. So, take it easy, all right? You know, I'm a newbie. So I picked 10 records that sound amazing on my system, which is very modest. Along with my collection, it's, modest but respectable. Anyway, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of the pressing, I don't know if it's because of my system specifically, or if, it just resonates with me. I don't know. But I'm sure that you guys out there have ones that you sort of reach for because they're just beautiful once you put them on. All right, so here goes. And again, like most of the things I've seen, these are really in no particular order, or these are not my top 10 favorites, although that said, I like everything in my collection. I only buy things that I like and things that I listen to. I don't really go for the, novelty things. But anyway, let's get started. My first one, I think, is sort of a forgotten genre a little bit. And it is The Time. What Time Is It? Now, again, it's sort of 80s R&B. It's a little dated, but I love this album. And this is a record store day re-release. It is green vinyl, looks great. And, I've heard the arguments against colored vinyl, some of which is, makes sense, but it is really cool. It sounds great. It's funky. It makes me wish I could dance better. It's awesome. Beautiful record. Number 2 is The Replacements, Let It Be. This album, if you like punk or 80s, anything, you should own this record. And they've re-released all the Replacement stuff. This happens to be an original twin tone, and I don't know if that's what makes it so great. Maybe it's a little grungy. Maybe that's what I like about it. Amazing album. I mean, for God's sake, I Will Dare, Favorite Thing, Gary's Got a Boner. You got an album with a song called Gary's Got a Boner. Come on. Get it. It's great. This album, The Jesus and Mary Chain, a very underrated, unsung praises for such a great, innovative, and I think influential band. I mean, people go nuts over the 90s, and I see people talk about Nirvana and Pearl Jam and and all these bands from the 90s, which are great, no argument. I'm not sure we would have those things without people like the Pixies and Jesus and Mary Chain. And this is a collection of B-sides, which I normally don't go in for, but as a B-side, I think it rivals any of their studio albums. It's amazing. It sounds so great on vinyl. When I put this thing on, I mean, it rips and tears, and it's feedback the way that it's meant to be. It's brilliant. Check it out. If you don't have this one, it's worth looking into. Anything from their catalog, really, but this one, I love it. Next is James Laid. I don't hear people talk about James too much, and I think they got swept under the carpet, at least in the US, after this album. But it's Laid. I'd be amazed if you didn't know the, title track, Laid. But this is an original copy from '93, and it's spectacular. I bought a re-release, a limited edition, 500 copies. I got actually number 15 of 500. It's pretty awesome. I've never even opened it. I play this thing. I mean, to me, it's sort of, it's the Sgt. Pepper's. It's, I don't know. I don't know what you could compare it to, but James is an incredible band. Some of the best songwriting of our time. Check it out, Laid. Although it might be a little pricey at this point and maybe hard to get. I haven't looked in a while, but anyway, Laid. Gorgeous. The Who, Quadrophenia. If you like classic rock, and I see people, that's a huge genre in these videos, and I think in vinyl in general, and it makes sense. It's the height of vinyl. It's classic rock. If you're a classic rock fan and you don't have Quadrophenia, I don't know what you're doing. Everybody talks about Pink Floyd and the Beatles and the Stones, and rightfully so, all that stuff. I don't hear the Who get as much love as they should. This album, and I included it really because it's especially incredible on headphones. Like if you have a few beers and you throw on the headphones, oh God, it's just got, ambient sound and, waves rolling, and then Pete comes in, and of course Keith Moon. And if you like rock and you like classic rock, you like Quadrophenia. And as a concept album, it's pretty awesome as well. I usually don't go in for concept stuff, but God, and great movie. Sting kicks ass in the movie. Quadrophenia, beautiful. Leonard Cohen, and it's a greatest hits, and it's one of those artists I don't know that I need or want to invest in the entire catalog, and I sort of have to be in the mood for it. But this sounds so great on my turntable. It's so crisp and clear and beautiful, and his voice is, sort of deep and resonant, and like I said, to me it's very much a mood album. But again, man, I have a couple of beers. Usually when I'm by myself, when the wife and the kid are gone, as they are tonight, and they've got something going on. I catch a little buzz and throw on some Cohen. And again, this is a re-release. This is a repress. I don't know if that's why. Man, it's great. Good one. This one, and I don't know if this is, I like punk and I like specifically 80s punk and things like that. And I love The Clash. I love everything by The Clash. What were they coined? The only band that matters. And there's something to that. But this album, for some reason, sounds great. And you know the songs, and Train in Vain, and Rock the Casbah, Should I Stay or Should I Go? It's almost a greatest hits in its own right. And it doesn't get, that said, that these songs being that popular, it doesn't get the love that I think London Calling and their first album get. This album's awesome. Know Your Rights, Car Jammin', Straight to Hell. It's funky and different, and it just proves that The Clash could really do anything. And God, what a loss in Joe Strummer. I think he'd still be kicking ass. And again, this is a reissue. This album sounds so good. I reach for it all the time, and I don't know why. If you guys can explain it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. But man, and just in general, The Clash. Get anything by The Clash. You won't be disappointed. I don't hear people talk about this band, and it surprises me a little bit. This is XTC, Skylarking. Andy Partridge is the, front man, and I think he writes most of the songs. But this album, and this is a reissue, and it's sort of a special edition. I think he oversaw much of it, and it was originally produced by Todd Rundgren. People who are really into hi-fi and sonic, perfection and that sort of thing. These guys are amazing. XTC, sort of a little bit of a, I don't know what you'd call them. They weren't hugely popular in the US, but I would be willing to bet many of their songs. This album in particular has, Dear God and Grass and Supergirl, and the side with Grass on it, it has, sort of natural sounds and birds chirping. I haven't done this on the headphones yet, but I'm willing to bet it would be incredible. XTC, anything by them, from pop to almost psych rock, really, just incredible. XTC, love it. This album, Seal. We all know Seal, but this is his first album. It's, to my knowledge, it has not been re-released on vinyl, and it should be. This album is great. I don't own anything else by the guy, and I don't really care to. But this album, and on the turntable in particular, it floors me every time. Side B, or side 2, Future Love Paradise, Wild, Show Me, Violet. Oh, it's as good as anything. It was kind of pricey. I got it on eBay. I think it cost me around $50. But if you can find it, and especially if you like Seal, it's a must-have. It's worth the money. Hopefully they re-release it, and then, it won't be an issue. But beautiful. I love this album, and I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Elvis Costello and Burt Bacharach, Painted from Memory. And it's a Mobile Fidelity, really pressing. And I don't know if, I'm sure that has something to do with it. I have a few of their records, and they really are beautiful. Again, they're kind of pricey. The problem with this album is if you didn't get one, good luck. I think they go for $100+ now on eBay or something. Hopefully somebody re-releases this album. I think it would sound good in almost any circumstance. It's so beautiful. the songwriting, Elvis's singing. You know, I guess I didn't realize what a force Burt Bacharach really was and is. It's incredible. I throw this on by myself all the time. It's almost one of those, I just want to chill out and listen to this by myself kind of records. But anyway, I sort of saved this for last. It's really special on vinyl, and I love it. And I didn't really plan this out. I just kind of wanted to do it, and I thought the subject was, you know, sort of middle of the road enough. And tell me what you think. If you thought it was worthwhile, agree, disagree. And I'd be curious to see what you pull off the shelf more often than not. But again, thanks for watching. I hope to make another one, maybe a little more planned out. Huh? All right, cheers. Thanks.